Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is Joanne.
And Tom. Hello, everybody.
So we're here for another episode. And so you may remember last time we talked about the most important step of the home buying process, choosing your realtor. Sometimes we think maybe it's a pre-approval letter from your lender, and we'll talk about that today.
Or we want to choose our home before we choose our realtor.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we kind of, forget that.
So really listen to that our last podcast. It's critical that you get to choose your realtor first. That's what you should do first. And it's the same cost. Doesn't matter how experienced somebody is, that you don't pay for that representation. So that's a big step.
Very important.
So choose your realtor first.
And today we're going to get into the actual steps, the meat and potatoes. You're going to get out there and find your awesome home that you've been waiting for. So a big thing is we always hear pre-approval letters. So that's always the big step. Why is a pre-approval letter important? Why can't I just call you, Tom, and say, look, I saw this house online. I want to just go and look at it.
Well, there's nothing worse than somebody calling and saying, I want to go look at a home, and we go show it to you. You fall in love with it, and then we said, let's call the lender to make sure it works within your budget, and it doesn't. And that's the emotional part of this business. We want to avoid for you, right? We have what's called 6 steps to the buying process, to a stress-free buying process.
Yes.
We talked about stress-free move, sellers, but now it's the buying side. 6 steps you should take to buy a home. And the first one is choose your realtor, get a good realtor to represent you on the largest investment you're ever going to make. Second one is get your pre-approval. Don't go look at homes yet. Get your pre-approval. And what I would recommend is get a recommendation for the realtor you choose. You're going to find a local real estate professional that knows this market, knows the local lenders, and you want to use a local lender. Why that's so important is we know who we've done business with that we can trust. You go online and pick up a mortgage company sometimes and get your pre-approval, and they're just filling in blanks and spitting out a pre-approval for you, and it doesn't mean anything. And sometimes they have fees on top that we call junk fees that maybe a local lender won't charge you. So choose your realtor, get pre-approved, find out what your budget is, okay? So that's the second step.
And that's so important because, like Tom just said, you go and look at a home. Let's say you don't have the pre-approval letter, at this time. You want to go look at a home. You fall in love with it. Now you find out, oh gosh, maybe I don't qualify for that price of the home. Now nothing is going to compare to that. And now you just wasted some time. You're trying to move into a home soon. Now you can't. You just looked at a home. It didn't work out. So, and a local lender is so important. I know I've had experience where, sometimes we've used more of a nationwide lender. And we're not here to say good, bad, or indifferent. You may use any lender you would like. But it's important because, for example, in my situation, I didn't hear from the lender. There was a lack of communication. I wasn't getting phone calls back. Whereas if we work with our local lenders, we know they have answered my phone calls at Sunday nights, 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
They're there for you. And that's very important. Why? Because if you have a closing date on your contract, we want to make sure that you're going to close and everything's going to go smooth for you.
It's so important, you guys. And really, first step, find your realtor. Second step, get pre-approved. You may not be ready to buy a home for 6 months based on your pre-approval, and that's okay. If you're thinking you want to be a homeowner, find us. Let us talk to you. Let's get you pre-approved. Let's get pieces in place that are going to get you to a place that you can buy your first home. And we're excited for that.
Absolutely.
But there's a process to that.
And what if, as you're a buyer, you might say, I don't know. I haven't bought a home in 20 years. I don't know what the process looks like anymore. This is my first time. So we actually offer a buyer's consultation for you. And it takes about an hour. Again, we could do it through Zoom if you'd like. Come in person. We prefer in-person meeting. It's just nice to go over some of the information. And it talks more in detail about the steps of buying a home. And I have found, and again, I know we're all busy, and sometimes you just want to run and go look at things. But every time I have met with someone, they said, wow, they just feel excited and confident because they understand the process.
And that's our third step, right? So we find your realtor, get pre-approved, and we call it a buyer consultation. Again, this is free, but we're going to cover every detail. And I love what you said, Joanne. Like, it takes time. I have so many people have said, hey, I really don't have the time for a buyer consultation. And my answer is, you don't have time not to do a buyer consultation. If time is important to you, you need to do a buyer consultation to save time. Okay, what I mean by that, we're going to cover everything in that consultation. We're going to go through How do you pick a home? How do you do a home inspection? What's an appraisal mean? Let's look at a sample purchase agreement you're going to sign when you buy a home. And we're going to have a little video instruction on each one of those things because they're so important. But that's the consultation. What are you looking for in a home? What areas do you want to be in? So if we do an hour and a half consultation, we save hours on the other end of this. And here's the biggest thing to me. We're talking about 6 steps to a stress-free move purchasing your home. This is a vital step. Is step 3 is sit down with your professional and go through a consultation to find out how to walk through this process. So don't miss out on it. And really, if you have a realtor that's willing to just start showing you homes and you call and they say, hey, let's go look at homes, I'm sorry, they're not following the steps that you should be taking to remove the stress from this process. So
it does save a lot of time, and it may be hard to see that now, but as you move forward the transaction process and we have these things in place, it makes sense and it clicks like, oh, I understand now why we did the consultation. And again, we live and breathe this every day. So we do things to help you. This is all to save you time and make this process not so lengthy and drawn out.
And stressful.
Yes. And there's even, I know when I first started real estate, it was like learning a new language for me.
Right.
If I throw out the word appraisal gap, somebody might be going, I've never heard of that.
Right.
Even earnest money. There is a difference between earnest money and a down payment. I'm asked that quite often as well. These are things we will talk to you and help you so you'll understand.
And really, quite honestly, we don't want to work with people who won't do a consultation. Please don't take that wrong, but we're trying to remove the stress and have a successful process for you. So go through the steps. So step 3 was consultation. Step 4 is we start going to look at homes, right? So we start looking at homes that fit your needs and desires.
Right.
And then we, as your real estate professional, is going to help negotiate, which is going to be the largest investment you ever make, right? So we help you through that negotiating process. And then we'll walk you through the rest of it. And then we go to a closing. We're going to deliver the keys to your new home. And that's what excites us. And if we follow these steps, trust us, it's going to be stress-free, okay? You concentrate on the emotional part of buying your new home, which we're excited. We'll take care of all the deals. So it's our six steps to a successful process of buying a home.
And I love how you touched on something with writing up the contract for you. Even we talk about that in the consultation. So when we're ready to write an offer, you're going to be like, I know what I need to do.
Right.
I know what I have to do for earnest money or home inspection because we're going to already walk you through that.
And just know that we are part of a team of full-time real estate professionals here at Weichert, and we work together. So if one of our agents is sharing this with you, know that we're here to support them and support you. We're in this together to walk you through this.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you taking time today. Look forward to helping you walk through that process, and feel free to reach out anytime. And if you have questions, where do we go with questions?
Yeah, we go to askweichert@gmail.com, or you can reach out to Tom or myself or your own real estate professional. We're more than happy. Go to askweichert@gmail.com if you have specific questions about the steps, or if you'd like to set up an appointment with us for a consultation. And no cost.
Right.
There's
Please
no charge.
feel free to reach out anytime. We appreciate all of you. Have a great day.
Bye.
See y'all.